Greetings, my Israelite brothers and sisters, heirs, joint heirs, adopted, grafted, natural, spiritual, however you may come. We want to say happy Sabbath to you. I have not done a Sabbath morning car cam in months. I mean, months. I mean, like several months. So I thought I would do one this morning while I was driving. Usually I'll have my daughter or somebody in the car, my wife, and I don't do them. I kind of do car cams when I'm by myself. So happy Sabbath to all of you all. Thank you for tuning in last night. We had a wonderful Bible lesson on paganism part 3. And we brought out a lot of great things. How you doing, KT? Kay, I think I sent you something, just a note of thank you. So I hope that you got it in your email. So we covered a lot last night. We went into Christmas, Easter, and Valentine's Day, and just bringing in how paganism just creeped into the church. You know, unfortunately, well, I can't say unfortunately. Fortunately, the Bible does not go into a lot of the history of where paganism started from, although we know that according to their own history, paganism started from Babylon, and it was carried by the Medes and the Persians, extended by the Greeks, and adopted by the Romans, who mixed it into the scriptures. That's the way they did it, because the fourth beast, being Rome, is still in charge today. And some people might say, I thought America was the strongest nation. I thought Russia or China or whatever. But the issue is that, remember, when Daniel saw the fourth beast, he says it was diverse, means different from all of the other beasts. And what made it different is that it ruled not with hands. It didn't have an army. So Rome today is still in charge, but it does not rule with an army. The Vatican is a small city, very, very small, and yet it has its own government, it has its own rules, and it operates as the smallest, probably the smallest country, at least in that area, that vicinity, sits on 7 hills, and it has a lot to do with world influence, a lot. The fact that the whole world worships on Sunday, that influence came from Rome. The fact that there are Christmas trees being sold just about on every other street corner, and shopping centers and grocery stores, all of that came from Rome. Shortly after this season is over with, after about a month, they're going to be coming out with the bunny rabbit and the chocolate bunny rabbit and all of that. All of this stuff came from the influence of Rome. But let me just back up. Before that Easter comes, you're going to have Valentine's stuff all over the place. In January, you'll get 30 days break before the Cupid will be brought out. All of this came from Rome. If there was a way to incorporate Valentine's Day into one of the feast days, they would do that also. So Rome is definitely in charge because of its influence, especially its religious influence throughout the entire world. The entire world, this is what Rome has done. And so some people who are of the Baptist faith, they'll tell you that they're not Catholic. They are Catholic. You're following that ideology. Some people in Kojic, that's Church of God in Christ, they said, well, we are our own organization. Yeah, but you get your rules and your regulations and how you do things. Even your dress code comes from Rome. fact that you start to have certain positions in your garments that you wear, you got that from Rome. So all of this stuff, people don't realize how they are under the strong influence of Rome. And Rome has done a number. We showed on the History Channel last night various clips for educational purposes, how that Easter came in and what is its role in paganism, Christmas, its role in paganism, Valentine's Day, its role in paganism. And, you know, we don't even have to talk about Halloween. It's got its own origin. It's got its, I mean, that's a straight connection. But yet people still do it. And so when you see the whole world has transcended into these things, you can just say, now tomorrow, on Sunday, probably 90% of the people that's in America will be worshiping on Sunday and not realizing where it came from, the origin of where it came from. They don't know. They just try to justify the practice scripturally. And they do a very poor job in doing that. And that's why I'm doing these series called the Sabbath Debate Series, because we find ourselves trying to justify the Sabbath. Well, we need to flip the script, make them justify Sunday. Where did you get it from? Show it to me in the scriptures. Show me where it was changed. Show me book, chapter, and verse. Show me. And this is what we need to do to those that are jumping on Sunday. Make them show you where it is in the scriptures. Make them show you where Jesus said that the seventh day is no longer the Sabbath, but now it's the first day. Make them show you in the scriptures where it says, well, I'm going to resurrect on the first day, so therefore it's considered the Lord's day, therefore it's the new day of worship. You won't find a book, chapter, or verse that will say that. Why? Because it's not the truth. When you try to justify what you're doing, because once you realize that it's got a pagan ideology onto it, you try to justify it. Instead of stopping, people justify it. Why? Because mama did it, daddy did it, grandmama, granddaddy did it, everybody's done it. And I was born a Baptist, I'm raised a Baptist, I'm going to die a Baptist. You're going to go to hell in the lake fire as a Baptist. That's just the point, that's just straight point, the way it is. When you that stubborn and the Almighty's trying to open up your eyes, you're going to go right to the lake of fire stubborn. Israel was a stiff-necked people, stubborn, hard-hearted. And same Israel is like that today. Same Israel today. Hard-hearted, stiff-necked. You can show them, no matter how many scriptures you show them, it still don't matter. But we must be witnesses. This gospel must be preached. It didn't say folks are going to see it, but he says it must be preached. It must be taught to the four corners of the earth. So what we're trying to do is hurry up and get it out and teach it, use every platform possible to get that word out. I want to say this to you, that even social media's rules are ever more changing. There's another layer that I have to do before I go live now. Before, and YouTube is constantly, for whatever reason, it's not a conspiracy theory. I don't think that they're coming at me or anybody. It's just their rules. Some people look at everything as a conspiracy theory. No, you operate around it, that's all. Before, you could not come on live. You can come on live anytime you wanted to. Then you had to have, they changed the rules. You had to have 1,000 subscribers before you come on live. Now that rule got into play, and thank all of you all that are subscribers, because we are able to come on live at any given time. But that's the rule, and that's the bar that YouTube set about a year ago. Then, now there's another layer. You have to check a mark before you go live whether or not the content is for children or not for children. I haven't done enough research. I always put down that this content is not for children. So I think I don't want to get jammed up. So I just put down the content is not for children. But I need to look and do some research on that as to why that was even brought in. I kept getting emails and all like that the terms and the condition of YouTube would be changing for improvement purposes. So we don't know that. We have to look at it and just see what those improvements are. And whether or not this is an improvement, I don't know. But the layers, there's an additional layer before I go on live. About a week ago, I tried to go live. I thought it was the internet. I let it go. Tried to go live again. I couldn't figure it out. And I, could not understand. So I looked further and scrolled. And I was able to see this new little question that's there that was never there before. And that is this content for children? And so that's just the way it is. So social media, Facebook, forget it. Facebook, Bethel had a Facebook page. They kicked us off. They said that we could not, had the Facebook page for 10 years. And then all of a sudden they said the Facebook could not be named Bethel House of God. They said it's a Facebook. It's for individuals. So be it. We took it down. It's still there. They want a driver's license to associate with the account. Just haven't done that yet. But all of that to say to all of you all, happy Sabbath. Don't forget to tune in today. I would make it about 1:30ish because we have a special service that we're doing today where we're going to have participation from various members, to come up and give words of exhortation, scriptures, testimonies, and all like that. So I won't be up until about like 1:15, 1:30 today, but just hit that notification so that you'll get it when the time comes. All that being said, I want to say peace and happy Sabbath to all of you. Have a great Sabbath.